We are back in action. The dynamic duo, the Red Divide, is here. Mark and MUFT representing Man United, and of course, my brother in the building, ClaudeGunnertv. Of course, you don't need no introduction. The Arsenal man is here. Let's get into the show, guys. Welcome, Claude, to the building, guys. I know you guys enjoyed his rants and his banter in the last show. Let's keep it going. Big up to Claude, bro. What's good, my bro?
See ya, people. Brah, brah, brah. The gunner is in the house. How you doing, guys? Brah, 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 brah. That's what we're talking about. Me and my brother, my Caribbean brother, we're back in the house again. See ya, guys. It's the Red Divide. How you doing, guys? You know what, yeah, people. I mean, lots of things happened. I mean, last week, me and my brother, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. I mean, Manchester United, brother. Let's start from there, man. Let's start from there. Big ups to everyone who's joined us down here. See ya, guys. Yeah, this is a show like no other show you've ever seen before because it's gonna be interactive. Me and my brother, we're gonna delve into lots of issues, delve into lots of topics. You know, there's so many things we're going to talk about today. We'll also go down to that Arsenal matchup against Aston Villa. But first, let me put my brother Mark on the spot, man. Mark, what happened? Brighton. I mean, at Old Trafford. Brother, what is going on? What is going on? Bro. Brighton. I mean, what's going on? Please give us footnotes to what happened, man. Abysmal performance, man. 50-50 ball possession. I mean, you guys have 51% of the ball possession. Brighton had 49% of the ball possession. But yet you guys had superior shots on goal. Maybe not so many shots on goal, actually. Maybe 1 to 3 or so. It was a drab game, but still, Manchester United finding a way to lose at home to Brighton, of all people, yet again. Mark, you have to speak on this, man.
Well,
you're taking the arrows down here. You have to talk about it.
Music. I wish I had the violins. To be honest, I wish I had those violins, bro. That sad theme music, you know. Let me see if I have something. You know, let me see if I have something.
Jeez, man.
You hearing it? I don't know if I have something, guys. I what I can say to you guys is that, in my honest opinion, I felt it was one of the worst performances of the season. You know, from the fact that Man United, you know, we turned up against Liverpool. We knocked Arsenal out the FA Cup with 10 men. To go into a game versus Brighton after coming back in sensational style in the last 5 minutes with a hat-trick from Amad Diallo. Excuse me, guys. It's for me one of those things where I can only say, what in the fuck was going on with the players? Because, brother, I say this to you, I will back these guys. You know, I'm not one of those guys that will criticize the players if they're having bad form. I will chalk it up to a bad start to the season. Athletes have these things. I'm old school like that. You know, even the young players under 23, I'm not on them. No time. You know why? Because they're in developmental stages. As much as there might be other under 23 players that are ready now and doing better now, that's not my team situation. But to lose in that disgusting fashion, the defending was abysmal. The goalkeeping was even worse. The attack, my brother, I am telling you, since the beginning of the season, we've been suffering with a problem for goals. We've been suffering in attack because we've been creating chances, many chances at times, sometimes even more than many. You know what I mean? Sometimes twice the amount of the other team, but we can't put the ball in the back of the net. And we have some players that are on the rise. Amad Diallo, you know, he's getting all the support necessary, and I'm rightly so. His performances have shown that he's one of the best players of the season. But at the same time, what is happening to Mazraoui? He was the man of the season after coming in for nearly 12 to 18 million pounds, and now it's like he's either overplayed or he's burnt out. Then when we look at Lenny Euro, bro, in the game against Southampton, my young generational defender, he was laid bare to Souleymane. That guy had his way with him like he was tangoing on the cha-cha-cha, and he was changing the music at his pace. And my player was just like, he didn't even know he had 2 left feet. He didn't know how to dance. So I'm looking at it from the perspective that United needs to change. But the change, bro, like, I can't say just get rid of the players, all of them, because some of them, it really isn't their fault. They shouldn't be the ones being depended on. They are not ready. We have senior players who are not showing up, of course.
Mark, pause around there, man. Because I mean, I've heard this same excuse given by you and some of your other fans in your fan base. I mean, get rid of all the players. I mean, that's not happening. I mean, we all know that's not happening. I mean, everyone is saying get rid of all these players, get rid of all of them, like 10 of them, 20 of them. Like, how many would remain to play, with this team? See, it has to be structured. Your manager would have to, go into the transfer window, bring in his own players. But I mean, when I look into that transfer window, no one is likely to actually come into Manchester United. I mean, you can see City is doing business here and there. I mean, they have the money. The money's down there. It's a stable club. I mean, champions of England, once champions in Europe. I mean, they're attracting the best of players out there. They just gave Haaland a new slave contract again. I mean, 10 years. And things are going fine. Things are going well. The attraction is there. More players are coming in. But when I look at Manchester United, I mean, no one. I mean, I've not seen anyone out there that's willing to willingly come to Manchester United. It's a big brand. You could still definitely, bring in players, at least with the sound of your name. But that's not even happening. How would Amorim actually even get to say, okay, this is the crop of my players I'm bringing in, when no one out there wants to even come to Manchester United? And again, when you check your league position, I mean, which world-class player will want to come to that mess right now,
man? Bro, we're Man United. And as much as we are in a bad situation, what I can tell you, Claude, is that we will always have a certain sense of pull. Heritage is a serious thing in football. A lot of sports, heritage is a serious thing that will remain through and through. And the fact that there's jeopardy in football will always keep the heritage. Because when you stay at the top for as long as Man United did, people will always think we can bring them back. And talented players who want to be the best in the world will always have that chip on the shoulder that they can be that guy. And it's the same thing with managers. But the way we have been operating is not of that ilk. We have not been operating like a big club. We have been operating like a small club. Because apparently, we can't even develop players. When we were one of the clubs who developed the most players in the Premier League history, in terms of top talents going from not just from our club to other clubs in the league and other clubs across Europe. And it's a disappointing situation. It's the most frustrating thing as a Man United fan, because now we're being told we're broke, or either we're not aware that we're broke, but FFP is stopping us from spending what we could spend, right?
Definitely. I mean, you spent money.
We've spent money, but did we spend it wisely, Claude? And this is one of the things. Like, I'm one of those fans, even when I criticize Arsenal, I could care less Arteta spent 900 million. You know what I mean? I could care less. But at the same time, how did he spend it? How? And who initiated that spend? Because when you look at the windows and you look at the available players, and you see what we've spent, you see what you have spent, you're like, how the fuck are we here? And I'm not trying to, bro, I'm just pissed off, bro. Like, you know me, bro. I'm not that guy. But for the last game, bro, and my frustration is at its peak, bro, because I look at my team and I don't see the worth. I see some potential, I see some possibilities, but I'm not seeing that worth. And guess what? I'm greeted with the fact that the fan base is happy to sell Garnacho for 60 M's. Now I could agree, if that's going to help FFP and help us bring in some players that are going to make us better, let's do the deal. But when you tell me we're going to sell this guy for 60 M's and we're going to possibly pay 40 M's for a left wing back, bro, we are not moving right, bro. And I am not happy about that. I am not thrilled. And the only thing that's going to save that situation is if it fucking works, bro. Because realistically, my brother, I am telling you now, I am at the end of the rope with this shit. These owners are mad.
If we go by what's going on in the transfer window, Manchester United linked with Victor Osimhen. Mind you, Napoli has 100% rights of Osimhen, even if it's playing at Galatasaray on loan, definitely. But I mean, Garnacho wants to live to Napoli. Manchester United is demanding up to about 60, 50, 65 million pounds for him. And Napoli is saying, you know what, give us Garnacho and we would actually slash the price, our demand fee for Victor Osimhen. That's what I'm hearing in the transfer news. In any way, do you think you should be talking about a striker right now, or you just want to try to just shore up the base, the core of the Manchester midfield? There's just something that isn't just right in that midfield, isn't it? There's just something missing down there. Or do you think it's to bring in
I don't think it's the
defender?
midfield, Claude. I really don't think it's the midfield at this point. At this point, we're suffering from an imbalance. And that imbalance comes from the fact that we've been missing a left wing back or a left back option that could be available week in, week out for the last 16 months, my brother. 16 months. And guess what? There are some fans that might be excited to hear that Luke Shaw is coming back from injury. Well, I'm looking at this shit like, brother, you came back from injury and you left us high and dry and you went to play for England, bro. And you came back and the wind blew when you got out your car at Carrington and it was like a little chilly and you got injured again and you haven't been available since. And my brother, bro, I can tell you this, I'm tired of that shit. This guy is stealing a living at 250K week in, week out and just watching us. He's doing TikToks.
That's hey, money,
your
man.
mom's on benefits. Bro, I don't care about that, bro. I don't want to hear that. Big up to the great one with a $2 super chat. My brother in the building.
Big up the great one,
man. Big up to everyone. And big up to Abdullah Irwan as well as J United. Shout out to you, my brother. I got to read this comment out again, bro. Lingham David is back. Hi, guys. What's up? United put us on a spin. Don't know which way to spin. Our players were abysmal. It was shocking. But what you know it? You know what it is to be expected. What you think gonna happen on Thursday? In a conundrum. Glory, glory, Man United forever. Big up to him, bro. Like 100%. He's a heavy fan. We are big all fans. And I know you Arsenal fans are thinking in the same vein because you got Champions League. And how are you going to manage in that? You're barely managing in the Premier League as it stands. Your manager is not able to do, at least my manager brings in players that the performance goes up, but your manager brings in players, or he doesn't bring in players, and then he comes and he blames the referee. He blames this, he blames that, he blames the ball. He doesn't blame the fact that he's not using his players right. What happened to him there? My brother disappeared. Yo, Claude, where do you go, bro? Is he mad at me? And I was just about to talk about this. Yo, Tony is crashing out. I'm probably gonna crash out soon, but
no. I'm not crashing out. I just joking, bro. The something just came up. See, I'll go into our Champions League stuff, but let's just finish up with this Manchester United stuff. Should we start looking at Amorim's performances? Because this is his 7th defeat in his 15th game. See, man, should we start looking at Amorim right now? Because, bro, I mean, it's 15 games. 15 games in 7 games in 15 he's lost. I mean, if you're the kind of manager that came with that kind of reputation with what you did at Spotland CP, I mean, if anything, you should be showing it up at the back. I mean, you and your crew should be showing it up at the back. Even if you can't score more goals, we can understand that. Okay, good. You have Rashford who isn't playing. You have problems, with your, with your center forwards. Yeah, they're not scoring goals. You can address that if you can go into the market and bring in your killers. We do understand that. But I mean, the back four or your back three, whatever you want to play with. I mean, you should be coaching them the basics on how to defend. I mean, the goalkeeper should be at the forefront of what you should be doing. You should be showing it at the back. I mean, United, even when Eric Ten Hag was here, you guys weren't shipping in goals the way you're shipping in goals right now. You were actually still defensively, still
Yeah,
defensively
we're better
efficient in a
defensively
way.
to
You
say.
weren't conceding goals. But right now, you're conceding goals. It's not looking good. The midfield has a proper imbalance. I do get that. But I mean, the basics should be there. You should be defending more properly. So at what time would you be able to say, okay, Amarim, I think it's time we should get to look at you and look at your performances? Because my brother, man, it's 7 games. You've lost 7 in 15 since Amarim took charge of the football club. I'm not saying that you know, you should clamp down on him. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm just saying is that this manager came with a certain reputation. Even if he's going to lose games, we do understand that. But to the extent of 7 games in 15, I mean,
I'll say this,
it's
Claude. I
questionable
hear
at this
you.
point,
I
man.
hear you because,
It's
bro,
questionable at
listen,
this point.
I hear you,
It's
bro, because
questionable.
guess what? Guess what, bro? You know I back Ten Hag. And I could sit here and lazily say that, bro, if we had kept Ten Hag, we'd probably be in fifth right now. Or battling sixth with Arsenal, tied on points probably. I could be really
Mm,
shameful and say, bro, with Ugarte getting into match fitness and Lenny Euro being back fit, and the way Joshua Zirkzee has been playing, if we was playing the 4-4-3 under Ten Hag, the
mm.
players won't be as confused because they won't have been learning a new system that they wasn't practicing in preseason. And we would have probably been scoring, and to be fair, I could even be more shameless and say that when the problem with Ten Hag was we were creating 15 to 20 chances per game, but not scoring one. Now
Mm.
we're not even creating 5 to 10 chances a game. So
Again.
in my honest opinion, I could be lazy and say these things. But the realistic thing of the situation is that bringing this manager in when they brought him in, they totally wrote off the season. They didn't
Mm.
explain that to the United fans. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a genius or anything, but I mean, when I look at it, bro, this guy coming in to play a 3-4-3, not a 4-3-3. So
Yeah.
definitely, there are going to be two players who are not going to play their position, and they're going to
Mm.
probably play in different position. But realistically, it was going to be four. Because when you look at
Mm.
that 3-4-3, we have two different players that playing in the 10 now because we don't use
Yeah.
wingers there as much anymore. And then we have
Definitely.
two different players playing in wing back who really and truly should be playing right center and left center back as options. They
Mm.
should come off the bench and be rotated as options. We should be playing other players in those wing back roles. But realistically, at the same time, the most important thing is Amarim has only been here 2 months, bro. So I cannot fight the brother. And realistically, it was always going to be going like this, bro, up and down. The biggest thing that I would say is if he could maintain our undefeated record in the Europa League this season, where we stand as there are only 3 teams undefeated, us, Lazio, and the team in second place, I believe, which is FC Star Bucharesti. It's one of those things where I feel like, yeah, we could forgive that. Because guess what? We restarted our rebuild mid-season when our team was low on confidence. So it was
Mm.
always going to be a difficult situation. And I would love to look at Amarim right now, bro. But half of those players had to do so many different things because most importantly, it's not the same expectations as what they were doing under the other manager in a 4-3-3 system. So now we have to take another step back further to say, well, bro, we have to give this shit time. We are going to lose games against poor teams or teams that we
No,
consider teams that we
no,
should beat.
that's why I said you're going to lose games, but now it's becoming in geometric progression. I mean, it should be. I mean, since he came to the football club, man, like I said, it's 7 in 15. For me, that's abysmal. I, I mean, part of the criticism that Ten Hag used to have was that if a half decent coach comes in who understands more about the technicalities and the basics of how to play, you can get a tune out of the players that you have right now. Maybe not the best, definitely, because of the deficiencies that you have, but at least you can be able to get a tune out of the players, kick them up in the ass and get some certain kind of results from them. But again, if this was a different manager who came in and you lost 7 games in 15, I mean, you'll be shown the door. But again, it's Amorim. I do understand that. He came in at such a time that, okay, you've already written off the season. I get that. But again, with those numbers, for me, it's abysmal. It's totally abysmal. It should be something. Bro, I don't expect Manchester United to be losing. If you say maybe draws, couple of draws, all around the scorecards, I would say, okay, good. Amorim is trying to, shape things up. I mean, he's shaping things up defense-wise. Of course, you would see some imbalances with the field, not scoring goals. I get that. But if you're keeping your back tight, that could be understandable. But right now, you're leaking goals. You're not winning games. You've lost 7. You've lost 7 in 15. It's not looking proper. It doesn't look like you're going to get signings in the transfer window. I mean, how many more games do you have to lose? I mean, to state the obvious. So it now, the attention would now shift from, okay, these players are shit, to, okay, the manager that we brought in, what has he done that's quite different from Eric Ten Hag? I mean, if you even check it, it's worse.
In his first season,
if you check it, it's even more worse. It's even more worse off than Eric Ten Hag. But again, I'm just saying, bro. I get that, serious, bro.
I get that, right? And what I will say is this, and I was thinking this, and I read this as well. Big up to Lingham David in the building. On All Football App, Amorim smashed the big screen in the dressing room. I could tell you, bro, it had a very nice big screen in the dressing room. He smashed that, bro.
Yeah, he smashed that screen, my brother, man.
I just couldn't. When I tried to bring the picture up and I refreshed the page just now before the stream started, they took the picture down. But I was in the dressing room for a tour, so I've seen the screen, bro, and they smashed it, right? And you know what? I think it's about time he start dealing with these players with his ruthless vein from when he went in his early days at Braga. You know what I mean? And you know what? Ten Hag, he was that, but then he realized these players are so big babies. You have to caress some of them to get them and stroke their egos to get them to perform. But slowly and surely, he was trying to get them all out and bring in a new squad. But at the end of the day, people will say that he wanted Rashford. People will say that it's not the club when, Rashford has, many managers has said after, the NDAs expired, they wanted this brother out. But guess what? They were all sacked. You know what I mean? It's the first time I am so shocked that the club is allowing Aaron to do what he's doing with Rashford, because I'm pretty sure they was never going to allow Ten Hag to do that. You know what I mean? Moving on, before I bring it back to you, I just wanted to say this. Sosa is so right about this. At this point, it is clear Eric Ten Hag was not the problem at this club, and Sosa wanted him out. You understand?
Exactly.
And to be fair, what you're saying is kind of right, because this is one of my fears in the back of my mind. And while I am not going to be that guy to acknowledge what you're saying, right? The board that we have, these geezers, bro, that they have in that board, they are snakes, and they might be the guys to do that nonsense, bro. What Sosa is saying there. And we can't defend United structure. We are owned by imbeciles. You understand? And like Stephanie is saying, Arteta has been backed. And Kenny is saying Arteta has never won a game in a month or something in his first full season at Arsenal with 15th at the time. It's quite like United at the same time. What I would say, just like Jay is always be punching in the comments, it's never the manager who are the problem at Man United. And just like him, I will keep saying it. The board was always, and that same board, the majority of them brothers still there. Why they're not fired is beyond me. You understand? But this is something that I do believe is a possibility, bro. If we finish below Spurs and these guys who are in worse form than us, we could be in that. You know what I mean? 4 more defeats equals last season. And they spent 187 million in the summer. And this
there's
is why
still
I don't
about
want to
more
bring it to
16,
Amarim,
17
right?
games to go, man. Oh,
Bro,
my
I
days,
don't want to bring this to Amarim because realistically, my problem is, the reason why I don't want to bring this to Amarim, my bro, is that, you know, these guys spent 187 million to back Ten Hag, but they only backed him for 9 Premier League games, literally 6 weeks. And the biggest problem with that shows their incompetence because they don't have the courage, right, to let the man get all the players that they paid for in the summer on the pitch in 5 games in a row before they sacked him, right? They made a knee-jerk reaction. They snacked the manager because guess what? You know, the fans was at it. Them was like, oh, maybe we made a big mistake. Oh, let's just do this. Boom. And then they go on and they say they sacked Dan Ashworth, who after they made the fan base wait almost a year for. The man didn't even work for 6 weeks. The man didn't even work for 3 months, bro. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, yeah, chill. He probably was the reason why we kept Ten Hag. Okay, cool. So they sanctioned that. That's okay. Maybe, bro, listen, I'm looking at it like this is impatience. Impatience by the board who you expect to be experienced and to be the most patient because they are acting worse than fans. And realistically, bro, we in a rebuild. And let's just be honest, bro. I said to Mandem, we overachieved in our first season with Ten Hag. We overachieved. We should have lost that game and dropped down to Europa League and not got Champions League in that first season. Because if we had done that, bro, we would have never been in the problem we was in this second season. And then here the worst part. You know, they want to rubbish what Ten Hag did in that second season, my brother. We had an injury crisis. We had the injury crisis that people said made Liverpool, who was with Klopp for 8.5 seasons at the time, finished 6th place the season prior. So imagine we dealing with that injury crisis. This manager knew second season, but no, he's failing because guess what? He won an FA Cup. And had we not had some unfortunate,
I think you still had the Carling Cup. You still had the
no, we won that the season before. We had won that the season before.
The season before.
Season, through the abysmal form last season, we won the FA Cup against Man City.
It's finished top 4 before. I mean, there's a whole lot of hurdles for Amarim to actually even cross what Eric Ten Hag did. I mean, he has to win a title this season to be able to still come close to what Ten Hag did, you know, at Manchester United. No matter how bad you were this past 2-3 seasons, Ten Hag saddled your team. He still won trophies. He still brought trophies. And again, that was just bargaining chip when he was talking to the board, right? He was telling them, see, if I'm as bad as people say I am, with the clear deficiencies we have in the team, and I'm still raking in the trophies down here. I still won the Carling Cup. I still brought the FA Cup. And, you know, with this horrible team, I spent the money. I bought these players. I can fix it. The board didn't want to listen to him. Many Manchester United fans were saying, oh, you know what, if we do get a big-time manager, he will get a tune out of this team. But I'm sorry, man, even Amarim can't even get a tune out of this team. So you just have to go into a new rebuild. I mean, Ten Hag was going on a rebuild, innit? So you have to go into a rebuild of a rebuild. And, bro, man, that would take more. That would take more years.
Van Gaal was going through a rebuild. Then we sacked him. Then hear me. That's okay. Jose started a rebuild, right? Then Oli started a rebuild. Then Ragnick tried to start a rebuild, and then Ten Hag was in the 6th rebuild. It's been 12 years, my brother, and I am sick and tired of this garbage. It's time to fire the opposition. It's time to fire the board, all of them. Fire them. I don't care who is who. I don't care who is what. Unless he wasn't here before Ten Hag, unless he was here once he was here before Ten Hag, fire you. I don't care where you're working. Fire them all, brother, in the board. Not the other workers, because the other workers, they're just doing jobs. They have tasks. They have a schedule. They have requirements. You see the board who dictating all of this shit? Fire them all. But time to swing back to Arsenal, because it's the Arsenal, Man United, the Red Divide. And as we would say, like Sosa saying, it is Man United, bro. Never forget that. But now let's talk about Arteta and Arsenal, bro. Season 6 of the phase competed on full tilt 18 months ago. Shocked the entire world. Got Champions League, you're back. You are back, bro. Second season, you competed again. You know, sure, you had a little hiccup here and there. You wasn't able to win anything. But the biggest problem, I need to ask you about this, my bro. Right? This is why I need to ask you about, because I still think Arsenal will find themselves back in a title race. I think that if Mo Salah was to go at the end of this window, or just the fact that he might sign a contract to go to Saudi in the summer, it will throw off Liverpool at some point and they will struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
But the problem for me is, and this is what I want to ask you as an Arsenal fan, why does Arteta shit on all the cups? Is it because he cannot compete in 3 competitions in a season? Is it because he can only focus on one thing at a time? Is it because he doesn't want to, do Arsenal to actually win anything to increase the expectation of him until he wins the Premier League? Because he's planning to leave after he wins the Premier League? I don't know. I have to ask these questions, bro, because I think it's a load of bullshit when this guy came out and said, "Oh, the referee helped Man United, and we didn't deserve to lose the FA Cup game." Because realistically, bro, big up to Dino in the building. How the hell could you lose to this bad of a Man United team who were down to 10 men and you had the referee's help? Let me know, bro. Talk to me.
No, see, man, of course, I saw you on my channel yesterday. You were in the charts, trolling and doing your thing. I don't have any bad words to say to you, man. No resentment, because, I come down to your channel to do the exact same thing. But, I mean, I've come to the understanding that Mikel Arteta, I did back the process at first, but later on, I just looked at it, man. Second again in seasons where we just totally bottled it. I mean, it hurts. It hurts, man. It hurts. And I came to the understanding that Mikel Arteta is, it, it's a baby coach. I mean, this was Pep's corn guy. I mean, it's not like the most biggest, hottest property in football world in terms of coaching or managing a football club. This is experience. If you're asking of, I mean, if you go to get a job somewhere, yeah, they'll always ask you, what are your credentials? I mean, show us your credentials. What have you studied? Yeah, you bring all that, all that, all that. Where have you worked? Where is your experience? And if you ask Mikel Arteta that question, he'll tell you, I have no experience. My only experience is, being the con guy to Pep Guardiola. I mean, so that's just the only thing he held. And I'm sorry, man, those cracks are beginning to show at Arsenal. It's beginning to show. I mean, he's shown it for the past 5 seasons he's been with us, and he's still showing it right now. He's a baby manager. I mean, they blessed this manager with about 800 million pounds, and we've just been buying defenders, defenders, defenders. I mean, I have no problem, yeah, with Mikel Arteta actually getting defenders to help shore the team. But man, do you know how many left backs we have in our team? I mean, we have Zinchenko, we have Calafiore, who he can also play as a centre back also. We have um we have Zinchenko. We also have Tomiyasu. So bro, this guy has invested a whole lot, yeah, in on defenders. We have Kivio, who has also played in left back position, can also play in centre back position. I mean, mind you, let's don't forget that we also have Benjamin White, who was also a centre back and is also playing as a right back in the football club. This manager has just invested on defenders alone, and he has totally forgotten up the pitch, where traditionally is where Arsenal always have the bigger problems. It's in the recruitment of strikers. I understand if he doesn't want to play with, or if his game doesn't suit a traditional number 9, but at least go into the market, bring in someone whose specialty is to score goals. Just bring him in. Bring him in. And even if you're not going to maybe use the striker to its full potential, but at least you have a potential deadly number nine. Per se, if you need him to get the goals for you, he will get the goals for you. Mikel Arteta didn't invest in that. I mean, when we played against Aston Villa, yeah, I mean, it got to time where we needed to, change at the time. And then you look at our bench, and then the only person coming out from the bench was Raheem the Dream Sterling. Bro, Raheem the
I
Dream
would argue
Sterling.
that Raheem should be starting because with Saka out, he is your best winger in my honest opinion. I feel like you Arsenal fans had too much pride in some circumstances. You have a player there who's literally the guy if you don't have the likes of Saka. When I saw your lineup and he was on the bench,
No,
I
but he
was
has
happy.
used Sterling. He has used
No, but
Sterling.
understand
No,
what I
but he
mean.
has used Sterling. Mind you,
Hold on.
Sterling was
He has
injured.
used him,
Sterling
but he
was
should
injured.
start.
No,
He
but
was
Sterling
injured.
was injured.
No,
Sterling
but
was injured Sterling was injured for about 5, 6. I think for up to 4 weeks he was injured. He just came back, and when he came back, they brought him in that game against Manchester United. He had a good showing, and then in the next game, he just completely capitulated. So I mean, but again, Sterling, it's washed up, man. That Sterling can get you 20 goals in a season from the right wing. Of course, he
yeah, but
plays
I feel
abroad
like
all the three attacking positions. But again, I mean, he's not the guy that you could use in the striking department to get you goals in it. Even if you play him down the right, he's not going to get you goals. So, what is the need of bringing a player that won't even score goals for you? He did come into these matches, but I mean, he hasn't scored any goal. Is useless. But again, I blame the manager. I don't even blame Sterling, man. I blame the manager. This manager chose to go for Raheem Sterling. He chose to go bring him
so since you blame the
last
manager,
window.
I want to ask this question. My MVP in the Man United chat in the building is here, and she's asking Tony, any regrets you didn't stick with a proven trophy winner in Unai Emery?
No, I just felt that Unai Emery. I mean, we've seen him at Aston Villa, innit? Has he won any trophies yet with them? Yeah, I mean, he's taken them to greater levels, but I mean, this season, they're not really doing quite well in it. So they might not even be in the Champions League next season. So, I mean, Unai Emery, see, yeah, even Unai Emery, is not really my kind of guy. Yeah, I really wanted someone like an Allegri to come into Arsenal, or even an Ancelotti to come to Arsenal.
And Allegri.
Yeah, an Allegri would have done a more better job. He's won trophies. He's a winner. He knows how to win. He's a more experienced manager. If we're more focused on defending, he'll bring in a defending. He'll bring in clear defending tactics. He'll bring in. He'll balance things up. And again, he's such a pronounced manager that he's worked with a couple of high end players that it will be easy to attract some of these big names into the football club. I mean, look at Mikel Arteta. Who has he actually attracted to the football club? I mean, which big
Declan
signing has
Rice.
Arsenal had? No, come on, man. Declan, no. Is Declan Rice
£105 million rated Declan
no, no,
Rice.
no, no, no. That's just an overinflated price, bro. Come on, man. We know. Does Declan Rice look like 100 million player to you?
I
No,
mean, for
look,
me, I don't
you've
rate him.
seen
I never
Declan
rated
Rice's
him.
performances.
You can't
No,
ask me
does
that
he look
question. I
like a
bias.
hundred?
Ask the chat.
No, no,
Ask
no.
the chat,
No,
bro.
I'm asking. No, I'm asking the chat. See, does Declan Rice look like 100 million player? That price was just bumped up because of Manchester City and the competition we had in trying to sign that player. It is not £100 million signing at all, at all. So name me one big name that Mikel Arteta has signed in. He hasn't attracted any big time player to the football club, and that's why I'm talking about experience. You need an experienced manager who understands the market, who understands how to
Saliba.
scrunch the market for a striker, who knows how to get in midfielders with big names to come in and help us out. And we're not getting that. I don't really think that Unai Emery would have even attracted big time players to the Arsenal.
But Marino
Clearly,
just win us win a Europa League, a Europa Championship. Marino
uh,
with Spain.
uh, see, man, I don't really think he would have attracted the biggest of players. That's the thing, because I do
Yeah,
think he has.
Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. I hear them as the best two CBs in the world.
No, but again, he failed at Arsenal. He failed at Arsenal. It's not like he didn't fail at Arsenal. He failed at Arsenal. We had communication problems with that manager. I mean, he just came into Arsenal, and people are already calling him good evening, bro, man. Clearly, he had communication issues. He lost the dressing room. He didn't win anything at Arsenal. He wasn't the kind of manager I really wanted. Ten Hag is available, and no, bro. See, man, see, Chad, man, see, I don't need any Ten Hag. What I do need is someone in the ilk of Carlo Ancelotti, who have
Brother,
just
Ten
said he
Hag
will
is
leave.
win. He win trophies
Bro,
every year. He's a
bro,
manager king.
bro, Carlo Ancelotti have just said that he's going to leave Real Madrid by the end of the season. How
You
about
think
Arsenal go
Ancelotti
knock
coming
on the door?
to
Bro, what are you talking about? He's a serial winner. He knows how to win. He's an experienced manager. He's won multiple titles in multiple leagues.
No, no,
He's
no.
won
I didn't
multiple
dispute that.
Champions Leagues.
Listen, I
Bro,
grew
he's
up on
even
two.
won
I
in
grew up.
England.
Listen, man.
He's won at Chelsea.
Let me tell you.
He's won at Chelsea. He did a more better job. He did a more better job at Everton. Bro, what are we
Everton never
talking
get
about?
relegated, you know. I mean, Everton are history. They birthed Liverpool. You dig? I just saying to you is that listen, Carlo Ancelotti in this moment, come study the likes of an Arsenal, right? I
Hmm.
can tell you now, bro. You have to roll out 400-500 million in your first window. You have to. Because a couple of your players, bro, not gonna cut it for Ancelotti, bro. The way his midfielders play, it's
Hmm.
gonna be quite different, bro. He might even work with some of those players, but he's definitely gonna have to roll it out. But I mean, I feel like you're not at the point right now where you could be battering who you get as a manager. You should be looking. And the reason why I say, bro, I was shocked when Chow said that. Well, I would be. Let me tell you something, bro. If you get this guy, Ten Hag, I might be worried you'll win a title before Amarim win a title. But currently, as
Nah,
it stands,
nah,
I'm telling you
nah.
now, Amarim and United might win a title before Arsenal, bro, and Arteta. But this guy, you see this guy with your team where you have playing the 4-3-3
Nah,
with the players you
nah,
have,
nah. I don't
who
think
is
Ten
run
Hag
through
will
brick
cut it at
walls, run
Arsenal.
hard every game. Man,
No, no,
who
no.
wants to
I'm
run
going for the
hard?
big one. I'm going for the big one. I don't think Ten Hag has what it takes to actually win the big one. No, the big one. Yeah, I mean, he could win you a couple of Carling
Bro,
Cups,
that
but
man
again,
went to
is that the
Ancelotti and hit
level?
him four, you know,
No, again, is
and give
that the
him
level
four,
I want
give him
Arsenal
four
to
and who
be
him
at? The
proud
answer
about.
is no. No, the answer is no. I don't want to be at the level of winning the Carling Cups and the FA Cups. I want to be at the level of winning Champions Leagues. I want to be at the level of winning Premier League titles. I mean, I have a Gold Cup. Clearly, I have those standards. I want to win those kind of trophies. I mean, if Arsenal go for Ten Hag, then good luck to them. I don't want to see that guy anywhere near my. In no way am I you know, throwing hatred on this guy, yeah. But I just don't think he's the kind of guy that will take us forward. I don't think Mikel Arteta is the guy to take us forward. And again, that's not dismissing what Mikel Arteta has done for the football club. To be very sincere with you, he's coming to the football club, he's galvanized the club, he's taking us through a process that has come to an end. Every story, mostly a very, very good story, always has an end. And I think Mikel Arteta has come to the end. And even if you even look at it right now, yeah, you would even see, because you know what, yeah, my brother, it's the 21st of January right now. Naturally, if the board wanted to actually um back this manager right now, they would have given him money long time ago to go buy in players or to go bring in players and reinforcements into this team. But they've not given him any money right now, which makes me understand that maybe this football club, maybe the management is now saying, you know what, yeah, we might actually start stopping and cutting spending for this manager, and we might be looking elsewhere very soon. So instead of giving this manager any big time money, why can't we just, just wait and see what happens until the end of the season? And they know for real that this manager isn't going to win anything. I mean, what they're thinking is maybe top four. But the only thing I would say is that this manager has taken us to the place where I think his capabilities has reached, and we need a new manager to take us forward. A big time manager who will come in here and win trophies. I don't really think that the entirety of this team is useless. No, I wouldn't say that. I differ from you, Mark. I think we do have good players at the football club, but we don't have certain quality in certain positions to take us over the line. That's what I would say. I mean, we have William Saliba. He's a good player. We have Gabriel Magalhaes. He's a great player. Martin Odegaard isn't really the player to herald, but if you bring in competition and play players in the right places, for instance, look at Thomas Partey, your best midfielder through the season. Yeah, and you take that same midfielder and go put him in right back. But like, what do you expect? Yeah, where your best midfielder is being thrown at right back position, it doesn't make complete sense. So, in other words, I don't want to look down on some of the players that are here right now because I feel that they're not being coached properly. If if we get in a manager that's well versed and well nuanced with the basics of football, bro, and add certain players to this team that we already have. Maybe adding squad depth, but squad depth with quality. Squad depth with quality. I put that in quotation mark. Squad depth with quality. That's going to the market, bringing quality players that will fight and jostle for positions. See, what would it take for Arsenal Football Club to go into the market and say, you know what, yeah, let's go ruffle some feathers. How about we go to Newcastle right now and go lure Isaac, Alexander Isaac? I mean, it's not out of reality to go down there and say, you know what, yeah, Isaac, we have Odegaard, we have Merino, yeah, we'll be bringing in Zubimendi, all from a teammates of yours. How about that? Come and have a nickel with the boys and get into Champions League and play big time. I mean, go to Newcastle, give them 150 million pounds. It's what they're asking. We've actually paid 100 and something million pounds for Declan Rice. How about we go into the market and talk to Newcastle and tell them, you know what, yeah, your striker wants to leave. We have the money to pay you. Give us Isaac. How about going down to AC Milan and bringing in Rafael Lau? How about Nico Williams? Although Nico Williams is having such a shitty season down there at Bilbao right now, so it might not really be the best one for the job right now. I'm not doubting his quality, but I'm just saying that maybe he might not be the best out there right now. But again, how about players like Duran? How about Duran? Arsenal is out here wasting time and haggling in the transfer window while West Ham is going to Aston Villa and telling them to give them Duran. How about that? Yeah. How about Duran? Arsenal is not even making. See, we're not even encroaching these borders. How about Kudus? I'll take Kudus. I'll take Kudus as a big, as a big, competition down there for Bukayo Saka when he comes back. How about that? But this manager isn't doing any of all those things. So that makes me doubt the competence of this manager if he really understands what he's doing. And Mandy, he's been giving up to about 800 million pounds. What has he done with it? It's completely, absolutely wasted that amount of money. How can he spend that kind of money and Arsenal doesn't have a striker to give us 20, 25 goals in a season? It's an aberration. It's shocking at best. Yeah, we have Kai Havertz, but Kai Havertz, I mean, he scored his 13th goal of the season, but are those goals actually propelling Arsenal to win the title? The answer is zero, man. It's zero. So, we have different positions where we're to actually shore up. We're not getting it. And in the transfer window, it's looking drab. So it's a big, big, big problem for Arsenal. But again, we're going into that Champions League matchup, seeking for Champions League glory into the next round of the Champions League. I mean, I see you rolling your eyes. I mean, you're a hater. I do understand that. You know, I'm in the Champions League. You're not. I mean, oh, bro, who are you going to be playing? Rangers. Yeah, of course, man. Come on, man. In the Europa League. But, you know, I'm big time. I'm big time now. I'm big time now. So,
that's not it.
brother.
That's not it. I wait to watch her that good, right?
Oh, my days.
That's why I wait to watch this carefully, right? Mr.
Oh, my
Champions,
days. Old glory. Are you serious, man?
Forget old glory, brother. You don't have
old glory. Are you
when you
a man you chased out your football club? A man you chased out your football club? A man you chased out your football club? Brother, man. Come on, man. Don't do this. Bro, come on, man. Don't do this.
And before you go, I just want to show you, I just want to put this to everyone's attention, you know, because apparently Man United and Arsenal are set to vie for these two players. And I would like to put it to the chat. Big up to everyone in the building. Big up to my brethren, Dino, you know, big baller on the
big up to BX Gunner, Donna, Don C, the Fantasy Pavilion. See, man, this is another great brother, the Fantasy Pavilion, man. Caribbean brother, man. Jamaican. Big up to great brother, man. He says, big up, Claude. He's a great guy, man. Fantasy Pavilion. You should know this guy. It's a great guy.
Yeah, definitely. He's been on my channel. I get him on a stream one time. You know, the Caribbean brothers must have a chat. You know? Definitely.
Yeah. And he's wide. He's wide. Very smart guy.
You know what I mean? I bringing it this here right now. United and Arsenal are set to compete, you know, as Wolves and possibly have a falling out with the likes of Matthias Cunha. You know, he's 60 million rated. It's going to be a difficult situation, I guess, for both clubs to go in at that fee. You know, there's also considerable other players that are interested. You know, hopefully, you know, what Chow is saying here is going to be true. We'll discuss that quickly and shortly because we know how to round up. I know Claude has to get to his Champions League game. Hopefully Arsenal doesn't lose. But, you know, we know that they are the serial bottlers just like Spurs. They have those crowns. You know, they make them like the Coca-Cola cans, you know, back in the day. You know, pop tops come off and everything spills out. But, you know, there's this other interesting player. And, guys, I talked to you about it yesterday. 22 million euros, verbal agreement with the club for Ryan Cherki to leave. Exciting, interesting player. Quite, you know, like that guy, Dimitri Payet. I would love to see him in the Man United. I'm pretty sure, Claude, you would need him. He might be that player that you guys dreamed Odegaard is because Odegaard has zero X factor. And in my honest opinion, the longer that guy stays in your midfield, the more basic your team is going to become. Just look at his performances for club and country, bro. He's playing with the best striker rated in the world, and they are barely, you know, doing anything. I don't think they're sure to even make the World Cup, but let's see how it goes for them. And that's why. But
again, this problem you just talked about Martin Odegaard. Again, I still feel it's down to the coach. I still feel it's down to the manager. Mikel Arteta knows how to outcoach players. I mean, look at my players now. How many of those players have actually developed under him as a manager? I mean, we have Martinelli who has digressed with this manager. We have Trossard who looks like a complete shadow of himself before he came into the football club. I mean, we have Kai Havertz is still trying his best anyway. He's our highest goal scorer in it. Martin Odegaard has digressed since he came to this football club. I mean, there's a lot of players. I mean, bro, how many of them should I name? Even the ones that are Fabio Vieira. Bro, there's a whole lot of players in this football club that have digressed since this manager came in. So that's why I'm saying, under a different manager, this could be something different. Because if we had a different manager, that other manager would understand that competition is something that drives players. I do really believe that if Martin Odegaard has competition driving him in that Arsenal midfield, that it will make him a more better player. If he has competition, he will be a better player than what he is right now. If Martinelli has a more better competition right now and is not being outcoached by this manager, he will be a more better player. And again, when you see competition that's more favorable, competition that's more bigger, you as a player will want to develop, you want to grow. You would look up to that player and say, you know what, yeah, I want to be the player that nicks this guy off, takes that place. I want it all to myself. But right now, this manager, with the whole chunk of money that's been given to this manager, I mean, there's no competition for these places. The only player that has actually surpassed development in this football club right now is Bukayo Saka, and that's because he has innate technical abilities with him. He has a capability to become the player that he wants to be. It doesn't matter whatever any coach thinks. And even the managers try to even run him down the ground by overusing him and not having any like for like replacement for him down the line. And that's a bigger problem. And even now, see, there will be even a more bigger problem brewing in next season for the Arsenal. What Manchester United have right now, I mean, it's a blessing to what Arsenal will be facing by next season. Arsenal is not renewing Jorginho's contract. He's to leave next season. Actually, by this summer, he's leaving by the grace of God, definitely, because we're not renewing his contract. Sterling is leaving the football club, definitely. We have Saliba, who might be leaving to Real Madrid at the end of the season. Bro, when Real Madrid comes calling, when they come knocking, you answer the door. You don't tell them no. You don't tell the mafia no. You have to open the door. They have to take what they want. And that's what I think is going to happen to William Saliba by the end of the season. Fabio Vieira, I mean, we own him, but I mean, he would like to stay in FC Porto. Martinelli might be leaving. Also, bro, we have many players that might be leaving this football club. We've not renewed Trossard's deal because he's reneging on a new deal with Arsenal. So that one too is also a bigger problem. So we have nearly up to 5 to 6 players that might be leaving the football club. And then you have to, mind you, even in those same positions, we have problems with squad depth. Also, Arsenal is playing with the shortest squad. I mean, with the smallest squad in the goddamn league. We have the smallest squad in the goddamn league. No, it's true. We have the smallest, and that's down to the manager.
Man United, bro.
Bro, that's down to the manager. That's down to the manager. Now, if 4 to 5 players leave Arsenal Football Club by the end of this summer, it shows that Arsenal need up to 10 players to come in by the summer. So, and I don't technically see us bringing in 10 players. Bro, we're struggling to even bring one in the January transfer window. What makes you think that we'll be bringing in up to 10 or 8 players? Mind you, Zinchenko is leaving the football club by the end of the season. I mean, he has a whole host of admirers. I mean, the latest one we had is Borussia Dortmund. Before that, Inter Milan were in for him. So if Zinchenko goes down, make it the 6th player that might be leaving Arsenal by the end of the season. So you see that Arsenal will be having a bigger.
What are you saying? What is he saying? What are you saying? What are you?
Bro, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that, bro. But
I just gave you the fact. But I just give you the fact. Zinchenko was leaving. Jorginho was leaving.
It's been 5 years.
Trossard might be leaving. Trossard will be leaving, definitely. Saliba might be going to Real Madrid. Bro, what are we talking about?
5 years, bro. Why you keep crying after 5 years, bro? In any event, I want to just give the final bit of transfer news that I think, for me, I would love for United to listen to. This is my new head coach of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, you can see, Dwight York, former treble winner, one of the best strikers in world football, former most expensive signing in the Premier League when he moved to Manchester United, and he is urging Man United to do the same thing I have been saying for months. Get Benjamin Sesko in the building. We know he don't want to go to Arsenal, bro. We know he doesn't want to go to Arsenal. He wants to come to a big club that has won Champions League before. You know what I mean? Because once they've done it before, you can do it again.
That's not in the Champions League. Brother, why do you have such a big ego? I mean, for nothing.
United,
the teams in the league, you have Rangers to face. You got beaten by Brighton.
I got that.
Bro, you got beaten by Brighton. Your manager's lost 7 games in 15. Bro, it's a shambles right now. And to be very sincere, if I'm a player, no, imagine you're a player. I mean, in your prime, yeah, you're scoring goals, you're looking good. You have the future to look forward to. Would you want to play for Manchester United right now? No, just say the truth, man. I mean, I know you're a Manchester United diehard fan. No one is going to take that away from you. But when you're a player at your prime, yeah, and you're looking outside the box, and they say, you know what, yeah, choose a team that's in the Champions League right now, or choose a team that is just and has been in terms of Manchester United. Which one would you come up to?
Brother, I just say,
to be very sincere, right? As a big time player, you won't be choosing Manchester United. You don't want to go play for a team that's 13th in the league. Bro, come on, man.
I think you're asking the wrong question, right? I think the real question you should be asking is, which team that you think you can go to that is an elite force in world football? That when you close your eyes, you're going to have support from every corner of the globe. And there's only one answer to that, bro. It's Man United. Yeah, I'll say it's Man United. You feel me?
No,
it's Man United.
No, you're not. No, see, man.
You cannot pay for clout. You cannot pay for heritage. You can't pay for none of those things. You earn it, right? And while I give Arsenal a big club in
delusion
England,
of grand.
In Europe, you're not a big club, bro.
That's grand delusion.
Won in Europe,
bro.
Unless you've won in Europe,
bro, do you think Gyökeres? No, wait, but do you think Gyökeres can come to your football club right now? I mean, I'm just talking of the targets you have right now. Do you think Gyökeres will be looking at your football club right now and say, you know what, yeah, I fancy my chances at Manchester United? The answer is no.
Big up the fantasy pavilion, bro. Yeah, bro, we definitely have to
big up, bro. And big up Longhead Yeti's in the charts. That's a real one.
Big up.
Yeah.
Man say Shannon job. Well, if you know, guys. If you know. Any young man who play football and wanted to play for the national team, yeah, either had to play for San Juan Jablote or you had to be really talented. Trust what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. I told you. Fantasy pavilion is real one too.
I do have to get to uni. You know what I mean? Our ahead now in the EU right now. So big up.
Yeah.
Big up Silent Violence as well. You know what I mean? Our real brethren from Sour too, bro. So that's just normal. But
big ups,
I'll say to Tony is that, listen, right? I think there are lots of things that could happen that would possibly be positive for both teams. However, I would say this, we are on two different spectrums right now. And no matter how we hang or swing it, United in the last 2 seasons, as bad as we've been, we've won shit. And we've competed in cups in general. And the biggest problem I think Arsenal fans need to look at is the fact that to be considered a big club, you need to be able to compete on multiple fronts, which Arsenal has not been really able to prove in this 6 years. Because, I mean, you might be in the Champions League now, but what if you lose tonight? You could be going out in 2 weeks, and then you'll be in no cups. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is that you guys, you need to focus on that. As much as I think, my team will get better, I might be hoping, because I believe Amorim is just as good a coach as Ten Hag and a better communicator in terms of when you're dealing with English speaking, right? And I just feel like we will get there because we are Man United. And I do believe Arsenal. I told you about Arsenal at the beginning of the season, bro. But the abysmal run of form that you guys have been on, bro, I couldn't predict that, because as much as I would have hated to say it, I don't want to see Liverpool win the league, bro. So you guys should have done the job, do the Lord's work. But I guess a big team like Nottingham Forest,
we can't win the league right now.
Come and do it for us.
See, man, we can't win the league. We don't have no prolific striker. We don't have someone in the middle of the park to give big, credible competition to Martin Odegaard. Is the creative spark, the only creative spark we have in our team right now, and it's as good as dog shit. I mean, it's been useless. We have Martinelli, who hasn't improved under this manager. We have Trossard, who's looking like a player that's been drenched in goat's blood. But, bro, man, See, man, we have a big, huge problem. We have a striker who is actually handling the ball with his hand and making sure that we don't win a game. Bro, this is not looking good. We have a big, huge problem on Arsenal Football Club. And again, it's not just the manager, it's from top down, you know. I mean, it's from the management because I'm not seeing any urgency in this football club. I mean, if you want to win something, you'll be the ones going into the market, bringing in a striker right now, bringing in a midfielder right now. I mean, Arsenal is going to the market to bring in Zubimendi. No, not now, but in the summer. How does that make sense? We have a title that we're to win right now. So again, I keep thinking, what are these guys smoking up there? And again, see, let's don't even be carried away if we're Arsenal fans. Yeah, we're second right now, but look at Chelsea. They just beat Wolves, and tap boom, they're already in top four already. Uh, Look at Nottingham Forest, they're in third. I mean, with a few easy games for them to scrap up and win those games, those guys will be looking to Gazon Barca in that second position. So again, how much of this would even be a title challenge at the end of the day? With no striker, with no creative spark, Bakar Saka out, Martinelli useless, Trossard nowhere to be found. I mean, and even I'm even conceding goals now. And I'm conceding goals now. And mind you, William Saliba is not even down there to even help us out again. So, everything is looking drab right now. We have a manager who doesn't understand the basics of football. Bro, I'm going to write off the season. I started the season thinking that we're going to get something. But, bro, we might have to write off the season, man. Because I don't think we're getting anywhere. We can't get anywhere with the striker that we have right now. We can't. We can't get anywhere. Mostly with Martin Odegaard. He can't take us to the promised land. He can't. And with this manager who's so hell-bent on using Thomas Partey, our best midfielder at right back. Bro, we're not winning anything with this manager. We're not winning anything with this manager. It's useless. This season is gone. It's gone. I hate to be the person to say that because I'm usually a positive person, but this manager has made me so salty and so negative. That's what this manager has caused me to do. I hate being that guy. I like to be the guy because this is my boyhood club. I grew up loving this football club. I was born into this football club because my dad is an Arsenal fan. My wife is an Arsenal fan. My mom is an Arsenal fan. My brothers are Arsenal fans. My sisters are all Arsenal fans. But this manager has made me to be a very negative person, and I won't forgive this manager for that because I always like to support this my football club with all positivity and all shining rainbows and all that. But I can't do that again because this manager has turned me into something different. I hate speaking against Arsenal. This manager has made me to start speaking against Arsenal in the way I'm speaking. I so much hate it. We don't have any striker. What have you done? You're saying you've done an agreement with Cunha. I don't believe that. Until I see Cunha, putting that shit, in a press conference saying Arsenal Football Club, that's when I'll believe it. I don't believe it right now. And if I were this manager, I wouldn't even be going for Cunha. I'll be going for Sesko right now. It's the manageable one to go bring in right now. It's 6 foot plus, it's 6'5", it's tall. With the process already we have in being Corner Kicks FC, we can be able to use someone who's 6 foot plus right now to help us with those corner kicks. He's a very tall guy, imposing figure in front of goal. I mean, he could make any defender quake at his physical ability. Maybe he might not be the dribbler that we need in front of goal, but it's a fox in the box. I do like him. I do like Sesko. But Cunha, I mean, is not. So, yeah, it's a decent player, but is he a spectacular striker? I don't think so.
Bro, here's what I go and say to that. Listen to your brethren long here, Yeti. Listen to his good advice, right? United will always have pull, right? Here, man. Continue listening to what my brother was saying, my boy was saying here, and I believe him too. He said it, and it's like right here, right there. The problem. There's no easy games. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have to understand. Even Highbury is saying that you ain't winning shit, bro. You know what I mean? And bro, like I would like you all to stop Liverpool from winning this league, but I kind of actually put my money on Nottingham Forest, bro. And we, Man United, we pay the money. We are a massive club. This is why. If you go for Sesko and I go for Sesko, bro, and both of us bid 70 mil, you know where he's going to go? To Man United, bro. And of course, this you might say this season's a write-off, but do you actually have the same level of facilitation to say that, like Man United, the season is a write-off, bro? We will have to discuss this in the next episode, because I truly have to catch the train, so I'll be late. But guys,
yeah, because I also have a show. I also have a show. But again, things could still change if we go to, because a silver lining just opened. Just last weekend, Bournemouth went down there to St. James Park and did something did something spectacular. I'm talking of Clivert. He went down there and showed them who's boss down there. So now, if Newcastle is conceding 3 goals or more, I mean, they conceded 4 goals in the park just the other day, and Arsenal decide to come to the reality that the Carabao Cup is the only is the only trophy that we could lay our hands on this season. If they can go there and do something spectacular, I mean, maybe one player just go there and get a hat trick. I mean, it won't be bad, innit? To just go down there, win that game, smash them up at St. James Park, and just get that win. I mean, it's something outside the ordinary. I mean, but if Bournemouth is doing it, why can't Arsenal go down there and win? But again, I'm just saying, man, dreams.
What are you saying, man? What are you saying? What is he saying? What are you saying, man? What are you?
Even sound like you believe what you said just now. I don't think you believe what you just said now. The chat doesn't believe what you said just now.
No, again, I don't believe it. No, I'm not. No, I don't believe. No, don't get me wrong.
You did not believe that.
I don't believe it
right now.
No, of course I don't believe it. I'm just saying, bro. I just said if, but maybes. I don't know. I'm just saying, if Bournemouth did it, who's to say that Arsenal can't go and do it? There's still a possibility in it. So I'm not saying we're gonna go and do it. I'm just saying that, hey, if Bournemouth is doing this, why can't Arsenal go and do it? Bro, so I'm just thinking.
I know what one thing I could do. I could have chess and say things like this, because at the end of the day, big up to my brother inside, big up to all the man in the chat, big up to my brother Tonyclaudegunnertv.
Big up.
Flop, apparently. Flop. Listen, haters, sit down.
Baby.